So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Care Satsang. And today I have picked three questions. Three questions that were actually very interesting. So, I just couldn't pick one question. All right. So, let's start with our Care Satsang. And just to let you know, on my Keras podcast, on my Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, I'm going to be discussing a particular technique of finding out if the chart is of a male or female, or it's of an animal. So it can be a good birth time rectification technique to see, hey, is your degree of the ascendant correct? Because 30 seconds, forward, it shows that this is a chart of a male instead of a female. So it's very, very cool technique. Although it requires calculation, tedious calculation, but still, and hopefully the Parashara software may implement that. I'm kind of working with them on this, so let's see what happens. So anyway, let's start with our Keras Satsang. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the very first question comes from Tragically Awesome. Exactly. So am I. Welcome to the club. So they're saying, my question is why water sign nakshatra are being ruled by Mercury where Mercury itself doesn't work well. Interesting question. But the first thing I'm going to ask you is this. Why do you think Mercury doesn't work well there? Who said that? Is it in your chart and you're not getting some result because perhaps you're going through some different dasha? Perhaps your Mercury is being aspected by certain planets. Perhaps your Mercury's Shatbala, including Balbala, is low. So never say, well, this planet is not working well there. What does that mean? Unless you have doing astrology, especially Vedic astrology, for 25 years, then perhaps we may know that you may know something. But no, it works well. It's like saying, actually I did a chart of a person who has a debilitated Saturn in the 11th house today. And they're a CEO of an IT company, tech company. So they could be telling me, why is my Saturn bad and not giving me gains? Well, they own a multi-million-dollar tech company. There you go. So the question really is, why is it ruling the water nakshatra? Like, for example, Ashlesha, Jyeshtha, Revati, because at each point of these nakshatra is something known as Gandhanta point. Gandhanta point, when a planet is transiting below 1 degree and over 1 degree from a fire sign to water sign or water sign to fire sign. It's like a bridge of Khazad-dûm in Lord of the Ring, where everybody passed, but then Gandalf was right there with his staff. You shall not pass. Exactly. So that's the bridge. And it's a bridge from a water state to a solid state. So why is Mercury has been given this? It's very simple. Mercury represents Sandhi, Sham, twilight. Mercury represents the sunrise and sunset time. It is the bridge between darkness and light. This is why Mercury's hora, Mercury's hour, is the first hour of the sunrise, and not first hour, just the 1 hour before sunrise and 1 hour after sunrise, 1 hour before sunset, 1 hour after sunset. So right now I'm actually shooting this in Mercury hora. And this is a particular different type of hora that I actually learned from Sanjay Rath. There are particular horas that regardless of what hora is running, these particular planets will rule this time of the day, regardless. So that's why Mercury rules these particular signs, because it's the transition of the Gandhanta. And only Mercury is capable of being that bridge. Okay? So then, the second question is from Sharif. What happens when Rahu and Ketu are in each other's opposite house during transit? Well, that is a very transformative transit of Rahu and Ketu. So for example, right now, Rahu is in Gemini, Ketu is in Sagittarius. And let's say if your Ketu was in Gemini and Rahu is in Sagittarius, they're both going over each other. The best way I can put this, the easiest way for you to understand, is the future is going to the past, and past is coming to the future. Ketu is the past, Rahu is the future. When Ketu is going over Rahu, it shows in your future you have to deal with past life karmas and past life situation related to the sign, related to the nakshatra where it's transiting, directly over. So perhaps this particular transit may break your relationship from your siblings. For example, let's say if you're an Aries ascendant, it breaks away that relationship but brings in new friendships which are probably your siblings from past life who you actually got along with. So they're saying the past is going to come to fruition in the future. And then Rahu is going to the past. The future is coming to the past. It is showing that what am I need to do to progress forward? What do I have to look at? What do I have to deal with in order for me to progress forward? So I'm coming to you past, give me my debt. I need to pay them off right now. Either I need to pay them off or I need to receive some debt that is owed to me. So it goes both ways. Sometimes you can get things in life instead of giving things due to this transit. So just use this clock of past and future. Then the last question is from Jesus. My fingers, they're not, what the hell is wrong with this thing? Okay, it's from Mashuto Shaku. I was wondering if there's a special connection between planets in Punarvasu and what? Purva and Uttra. Okay, Purva and Uttra. Like for example, Jupiter is in Purva Bhadrapada and Venus is in Uttra Bhadrapada. So there are these pairs like Uttra Falguni, Purva Falguni, Purva Shada, Uttra Shada, and Purva Bhadrapada, Uttra Bhadrapada. And what happens is the symbolism of Purva Bhadrapada is this tower on fire coming down. Okay, so actually Purva Bhadrapada is this tower on fire. Uttra Bhadrapada, the fire is coming down. What happens with Purva Bhadrapada when they have to deal, it's another form of Rudra, literally. Both Purva and Uttra Bhadrapada are one of the forms of Shiva, like Ardra. So what happens with Purva Bhadrapada is that when some stressful situation comes in, these people are not able to handle it so greatly. They become very panicky. This is why you will see panic attacks running very common among Purva Bhadrapada people. Because they were so worried in their past life about everything that now they have some resonance of that and they get panic attacks even if they're like celebrating their birthday party. I do have friends actually who deal with panic attacks. Like suddenly, they're watching TV and everybody's there having fun and suddenly they'll feel panicky. Uttra Bhadrapada is the form of building coming down, which is knowing the fact what is about to happen. Why do I have to, flirt over it? Why do I have to get frustrated over it? They become very calm in dealing with situations. And Purva is the first, Uttra is the second. And Purva Bhadrapada represents the lightning. It is the lightning of awakening. Like somebody who, let's say, has an alien experience, somebody who has a Kundalini awakening. Uttra Bhadrapada is now, I got this spark, what do I have to do with this spark? Oh, I have to help people. Oh, I should open up yoga, give yoga lessons. I should write a book. I should go on a spiritual journey. And especially Venus and Uttra Bhadrapada usually can give a spouse who could have addiction issues, alcohol addiction, drug addiction. They could even have friends from the underworld. You never know. Purva Bhadrapada are simply very wild, energetic people who are always trying to tell people about the experience. experiences of life. If you talk to a Bhadrapada, Purva Bhadrapada, they'll always talk about this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Uttar Bhadrapada, if you spoke to, especially the soft Venus and Shukra, they will tell you, this happened to me and now I'm doing this. Now I am progressing towards this and this is what I really think. So Purva always stays in that initial stage of that happening. Uttara says this is the manifestation of what has happened to me. So this is where you will find these two, chaotic energy kind of finding their place in the classical zodiac. Okay. So guys, this was my Q&A for this week. If you are new to my channel, subscribe below and make sure to comment of what video I should make next. And make sure to check out Kara's vlogs under the description section. So you can see all these crazy videos that I've made. Crazy video. There's something actually happened yesterday I'm going to discuss in the next video with my wife and Togi and me. Okay. So anyway, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.